Would you like to work closer to home, save money on gas, and be rewarded for your hard work and attendance? Then Bellisio Foods is looking for you. That's right, Bellisio Foods is now hiring for multiple positions and shifts with great employee benefits, an on-site health clinic, competitive wages, and advancement opportunities. Bellisio Foods is a company that truly values their employees. Apply online at belisiofoods.com/careers.
At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning show right here on Main Street TV, where we are here to partay with some really fun ladies this morning. How's that?
Sounds good.
Very good. Welcome to the program. And could you tell everybody who you are, please?
My name is Stephanie McDowell.
My name is Melissa Hutton.
We're from Help Me Grow, Central Intake.
Yes, so Help Me Grow, and I have heard of Help Me Grow, but I'm glad you're here today because we're going to talk about several different things, including what Help Me Grow is, who you can help, and then a fun event that you have coming up here. Is it tomorrow?
Yes.
Already
Yes.
tomorrow. Okay, very, very good. So, girls, could you kind of explain a little bit about Help Me Grow? And it's not to do with plants.
No,
We've established that this morning.
Yes, we have.
More about humans, less about plants. How's that?
Yes. Help Me Grow provides services to pregnant women and caregivers with children to age of 3, as well as families with young children with developmental delays and disabilities. We have a home visiting evidence-based service at no cost to the family. The home visitors offer info and support during pregnancy and empower parents with the skills, tools, and confidence to be able to nurture their child's growth during those early and formative years.
Okay, makes sense. So here's the common thread I've heard. I do not have children, but everybody that I know that does says, well, I give birth to this thing, and then they say, congratulations, and then they send you home, and then you go, oh God, what do I do with this thing? I'm now responsible for rearing this human and making sure that it's okay and whatever. So I think maybe that's kind of where you guys come in a little bit.
Absolutely, and the home visitors can help with that.
Scary, like no matter how educated you are or money or whatever, it's like, here's this human that I've got to raise.
I was very fortunate. I had a sister and I had a mom and in-laws that I could call and ask questions to, and not everybody has that.
Yeah.
And home visiting really helps for parents to be able to ask those questions and not feel guilty or silly for asking these things, It's a really great program. Matter of fact, my daughter just signed up. She's pregnant with her 3rd child.
Okay.
So she is getting ready to start her home visit soon.
Well, very good. And could we talk for a minute about Help Me Grow and what areas you all help?
We actually have Help Me Grow in all 88 counties here in the state of Ohio.
Oh, so it's a state of Ohio thing?
Yes, we cover the 12 southern counties.
Okay, so 12 southern counties down here in Appalachia.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
we start from Pickaway, move down through Ross, Pike, Scioto, Lawrence, Vinton, Jackson, Hocking, Fairfield, Athens, Meigs, Gallia. Did I get them all? I think I did.
Got them all.
Okay. Very good. Very good. So how did Help Me Grow get established? Like where did it come from?
Help Me Grow as
as a program, I guess.
The home visiting side comes from the Department of Health and is regulated by them. And then the early intervention side, which is for children with delays or developmental disabilities, is governed under the Department of Developmental Disabilities.
Okay, very good. And you guys have an event coming up here tomorrow. And it's so cool because it's like such a cool event, but such a collaborative event.
Yes, we are really excited to be collaborating with WIC here in Jackson to co-host this baby shower. We want to be able to help the parents and caregivers have that opportunity to have all of the resources in one place so that they can learn and be able to ask questions and find out just what all Jackson County has to offer.
That's cool.
And we actually have quite a few people that are going to be there. Of course, we're going to be there, WIC. You guys have 3 home visiting providers here in the county. You got Integrated Services, Ross County Health District, and Vinton County Health. And then CareSource will be here, Molina, Buckeye Health, Humana, AmeriHealth, the Jackson County Jobs and Family Services, Easter Sills, Ohio Buckles Buckeyes, Hometown Pediatrics, God's Hands at Work, Elizabeth's Hope Pregnancy Center, Jackson City Library, Holzer Pediatrics, and the YMCA.
Wow. Just a few people.
Just a few
A lot of information to gather.
Yeah, it is. And, this goes back to the fact that, so there's all these books leading up to having the baby, right? I feel like, and whatever. And then you have this baby and then you go home with it and then you're like, oh, it's doing this or it's not doing this or things are going in but not coming out and, whatnot. So that's kind of where, these resources come in. So could you go through the list a little bit and kind of explain maybe what some of these individual organizations do?
Sure.
I know you're not representing them per se, but just, if somebody's out there like, well, maybe I need help with this certain thing, maybe they'd know who to go or contact.
Well, WIC is for women, infants, and children. They help with nutrition, providing a monthly, and I don't know exactly how much they get, but with money to purchase healthy foods, formula, things of that nature.
Because that can get expensive.
Yes.
Very
it can.
expensive.
And dads too. We want to make sure dads are included.
Yep, dads need to be included, absolutely. Like I said, I gave you the 3 home visitors here in the county. You have the managed Medicaid care plans, which are Molina, CareSource, Buckeye Health, Humana.
Now, what does that mean exactly? Would that be like health insurance?
So when people have Medicaid, they have a managed care plan, and they have to choose which managed care plan they want to have.
I see.
So these guys are all going to be here and being able to represent and talk to our parents so that they can make sure that they are choosing the correct care plan for them.
Because some of them are like you have to choose, what doctor you go to, and some of those things like that one might work out better for you than another. Okay,
and they offer extra services that people don't always know about. So that's a nice opportunity for the people in the community to find out about the different things that they offer. So.
Okay, very good.
And then Ohio Buckles Buckeyes will be there to help with proper car seat installation and to answer questions with that. I did forget to mention that WIC, they help with breastfeeding and stuff like that as well.
If you're breastfeeding and need help.
Which is a whole other situation that I think a lot of, some people just have no problem with it. And then other times it's not working the way it's supposed to.
Yep.
And that's okay. You just need a little help along the way.
Yep.
And that's kind of what we do when they do the home visiting is they also, if the mom, doesn't know something or ask questions, that's part of the home visiting too, is that they also go in and provide the resources and help for those moms or dads that, or family members that are participating in the program.
Yeah, because it takes a village to raise a child, right?
Absolutely.
So it doesn't necessarily mean just for mom or dad. It could be every, half the family comes and meets with you guys because, that the more people know, the better.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. And don't feel like, they're coming. I had somebody tell me one time, well, I feel like they're coming to check on me like I'm not doing a good job. And I'm like, no, I don't think that's it at all. So what would you say to that?
Well, they're absolutely not going in to check on you. They come in and do assessments to make sure that your baby's meeting its milestones, and then they help you with activities that will help get your child to those milestones. And I always use the example that, when you're trying to get your baby to learn to roll over, you might take something and put it off to the side, and the baby keeps reaching, and they eventually roll over.
They figure it out.
That's something that I know, but that might not have been something that she knew.
Yeah.
So that's just an example of some of the kind of things that they do, and they actually follow a curriculum to help parents to be able to teach their kids and help them to, because those are those early years when kids are just a sponge, and that's when they soak it all up.
Oh, yeah. God forbid you say a word you're not supposed to, because that's the one they remember.
Absolutely.
What about parents that are just flipping tired and need maybe some coping skills? Can you help them with that too?
Absolutely. They have
I don't have a baby, but like I can't even imagine how worn out you would be.
It is a lot. I have 6 grandkids. So I have 2 kids and 6 grandkids. So I've been through it a
She's got
few
a
different
village.
times. I have a village, yes. So not everybody's that fortunate to be able to have those people to go and ask questions to, my daughter and my son. Anytime they can call me and say, hey, Mom. Matter of fact, my son called Saturday, and his little one had been up all night. And he said, do you want to spend some time with Hutton? And I said, sure. He got that break.
Yeah.
But not everybody has that.
Yeah. And so it's kind of like if you have somebody that you can at least talk to or
Yes.
kind of guide you along the way. And I think a lot of it's just to know that you're not on your own, and also that you're not alone. Like you're not the only one that this has happened to.
Right.
It's
You're
okay
not the
to be
only one
overwhelmed.
that feels this way.
Yeah, like everybody feels this way.
Absolutely, we all do. We all have at some point in time or another.
Yep, absolutely. So back to some of the organizations.
Well, I think I've went through them. YMCA, everybody, I think, knows kind of what YMCA does.
Yeah,
we
it's a song.
Do it? Yeah. Should we do it?
Yeah.
We have a couple of pediatricians that are going to be there as well, so that'll be nice. And then Elizabeth's Hope Pregnancy Center. Do you want to tell what they do?
Yeah, could you talk about that? We actually went over and did a program from there not too long ago when Fran DeWine stopped by the area, and she was kind enough to let us do an interview and actually
We love
talk a
the
little
First
bit
Lady.
about. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
awesome.
So they do a lot to help the, expecting moms that maybe don't have the support system.
Yes.
And just help them through the system. And we also provide information to them to give out. And they meet with, they have group meetings for the expecting moms. They offer the breastfeeding, some classes and different things. So their services are great.
They also have like a point system that if you
Yes.
do certain things that you get X amount of points, and then you can use that to
purchase
Okay.
things from them.
Yeah, because they actually had like a really cool like a store in there
Yes.
where you can go in and get things if you need them and that kind of stuff.
And I know that they, if you're in home visiting and you meet you keep all of your appointments with home visiting, you get points for that goes towards your purchases through Elizabeth's Hope.
So it's a great.
So there's been a lot of collaboration between a lot of different
Love
agencies.
that.
But yeah, it's really a wonderful program. Both
Yeah.
are.
They're gonna help a lot of expecting moms, young families. We've had dads at the events. I say dads all the time because sometimes I feel like they get left out. But
They do.
We've had people say, I wish I would have known this when I had this kid, but we have cousins here with us. We want them, so they've been good to come and participate with the moms, which is
Yeah.
a great thing. So we hope they show up too.
That's one of the cool things I think that has become like a trend is dads at the baby shower, dads at, why do dads get left out of everything? Like
We actually did a baby shower in Athens. Was it back in August?
Mhm.
And there were a lot of dads. A
Love
lot
that.
of dads that
That's
were
so
there.
good.
And, and they get, and I was going to talk about some of the door prizes. Everybody that comes in will get a ticket for the door prize. And then if you go to each of the tables, you will have a card, and each table will have a stamp. Once you've filled your card up, you go back and you can get a second ticket to be put in for the door prizes. At the bath and shower, we had there were a lot of dads and a lot of dads that won. They actually had some dad gift baskets at that one, so it was really kind of neat. But some of the door prizes that we're going to have, we have car seat, high chair, strollers, pack and plays, diaper bags, gift baskets. I know we have a baby bathtub that's full of baby lotion stuff.
Awesome.
And then we're going to be having a separate diaper raffle.
Okay.
That we'll be raffling those probably about every 10 to 15 minutes, depending on how many additional diapers we have. Right now, we're going to have enough for probably every 10 to 15 minutes and maybe more.
That's
often.
awesome. And
let's
just be honest, there's never enough diapers, right?
No.
Like
never.
Not in the world.
No. No, and there'll be other, like I said, things that, the parents will need, and the information and everything that the organizations and the agencies are giving out will be very helpful at their tables. They'll have different.
Yeah, they'll all have promotional items that they'll be passing out as well.
Be a great opportunity for, them to come and learn and, participate in a baby shower.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. And, not everybody's fortunate enough to have, a group of people throw you a baby shower. And, that's where you get a lot of those diapers and things like that you need, that you don't want to spend money on or don't have the money for. So, okay, this baby shower is tomorrow. It's a community baby shower.
Correct.
At ParksEdge.
Mm-hmm. And it's open to everyone in the community.
And so when you say community, what does that mean to you?
To me, anybody in Jackson County who is expecting a baby or have a new baby, they can come and.
So even if you've already had the baby.
Absolutely.
Or grandmas, we have, different showers that we've had grandparents come with their mom.
That's smart.
Or best friend, or two girls that are pregnant together. Or,
love that.
We've even had foster parents that came to them.
So it's, it's open
anybody
to
who
them.
Could use the help with the little one that they have.
Because there's a lot to learn. People walk in and they're like, wow, I didn't realize that this was, out
and
there
we really
available.
try to decorate and make it nice.
Yeah.
Because for some of these girls, this is the only shower they might get.
Sure.
So.
Is there going to be cake?
Yes, ma'am.
All righty then. Now we're talking.
Cupcakes.
Yes,
we're having cupcakes.
If you got cake, now we're talking.
Yep.
Cakes and snacks, and
there's going to be some healthy snacks as well.
Good.
Wick will be happy that we're making
sure
we're doing some good
snacks.
nutritional choices.
Again, it's a collaborative effort
Yes,
here. We're talking about good things.
We also have another, I don't know if you wanted to wait till the end or now.
Whatever, man. We can talk about
we are
all kinds of
having another baby shower next week in Hocking County, and it is November 16th from 4 to 6 at Heart of the Hills Event Center, and that's located on 956 East Front Street in Logan. And it's pretty much similar to the Jackson one, but we wanted to, put that out there so that if you know anybody in Hocking, remind them about it. Or if you hear this and you're from Hocking, come join us next Thursday at the Hocking Community Baby Shower.
And we're actually co-hosting that one with the Hocking County Health Department.
Okay, great. And, here's the deal. If you can't make one, but you could make the other, I'm sure you guys aren't going to turn somebody away, right?
Never.
Absolutely not.
Now, is there any identification or anything anybody needs to bring?
No.
Or
No.
Just come on in and have a good time.
Yep.
And I think what you're doing is so cool, because very rarely do you have all of these organizations coming together to bring you information all at the same time in the same place. So you guys have really rounded up a wealth of information for folks, and going to have it all at the same time.
Absolutely. And it's a lot of fun. I mean, we have a lot of fun at these baby showers.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. And it's just nice to see the kiddos having fun and enjoying it. And if they have a sibling, we have little coloring pages and different things for them to.
Okay, so kids could come too
if mom's filling out paperwork for something or one of the services, we have, things to keep the little ones occupied. Plus it's just fun, but it's geared toward the moms mostly, but we,
But yes, don't think you have to get a babysitter.
Yeah.
Because they can come.
Yeah,
too.
That would
They're
kind
more
of
than
defeat the
welcome.
purpose of having all this fun stuff, wouldn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
But we want everybody to come join us.
Absolutely. And, there's something for everybody to learn here, whether it be resources or just something that you might learn about raising the baby along the way or whatever. And why not come and see all the experts under one roof
Absolutely.
and the people that are here for you and all the services?
It is, yes, they're all great. They're really good organizations and agencies that, work really hard. And sometimes, like I said, people don't realize what their community has to offer, and that they have the freedom to choose their providers, that they have, and some people don't know that. They don't understand it. So they just say, well, I'm not going to go. I'm not going to do this.
Yeah, they can actually go to www.helpmegrow.org, and a little thing will pop up, and it'll say start the referral process. As a parent or a caregiver, you can go in and do a self-referral, or if you would happen to know somebody who is pregnant that you think could use this help, you can go in there and do a referral for them.
Okay.
Those referrals then go to my staff, and then my staff call, and they can explain the program to the families. And then once they get all the information, then they give them the providers that we have in that specific community. And it's really nice to have a one-stop shop for these people to call, because then you don't need to know whether that family member or friend or patient lives in Ross County or Hocking or Jackson or Pike or wherever they live. We figure that out for you.
That's so good. And, a lot of these services are no charge, right?
Correct. There is no charge for either early intervention or for the home visiting. Now,
That's amazing.
The home visiting is 200% of poverty level, and then early intervention there is no.
And they offer services to military families, which a lot of people don't realize that.
That's great.
And yes,
and that's not income based. Whether it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
all military families qualify.
Yeah, I mean, that makes total sense, considering a lot of times the military families get split up, or somebody's gone, and you can
mom
need
is
that
home
support.
completely by herself.
or
no
dad,
family member
or dad, and can't get
one's
away
there to
from it.
help.
Yeah, nobody's there to help, so they get the help. They also, where you said like people might think they're coming to check on them, they also offer they can meet you at the library, or in the springtime at a park, or wherever you're most comfortable. If you want to meet at grandma's house, or you're just not comfortable them coming into your home, they'll meet you in a public environment. And sometimes people start out doing that, and they're like, oh, they're here to help me. They're so
that's good.
It's called home visiting, but it doesn't necessarily have to be at your home. It's wherever you and your child feel the most comfortable.
That makes total sense. Very good. Well, you girls are just full of it this morning. Love
Got
that.
lots of information.
No, I think, when we were talking off the air, and, I think you two are very passionate about what you do. And you were even saying, we just can't believe we get paid and get to do what we get to do every day. And it must be very rewarding.
It is. And we drive down the road sometimes and look at each other and say, I can't believe we're getting paid to do this.
To throw baby showers.
Well,
and
she was putting gift baskets together yesterday, and I was thinking, we're paying her to put a gift basket together, but how much fun is that?
I know, right?
But it is fun, and it's rewarding to watch these people, that when they need, and that's my passion, is to help people that need.
Yeah.
And that don't realize it's out there for them.
And I love hearing stories from people who have been receiving home visiting, and they come and they talk to us and they tell us what home visiting did for them, or what their home visitor did, or how awesome their home visitor is. And it makes it all worth all the hard work that you put in, because you know that this is a great program and that people benefit and that they appreciate it.
Absolutely. Are there any stories that stick out in your minds that you could tell our viewers about? I'm sure there's been some funny ones along the way too.
There have. Probably one that really struck me was I had a mom that told me that, they came in and they were kind of talking to her about, the things that she had done or things that she had wished she had done. And she had just made the comment that she wished that she had put a baby book together. And she just had never did it. And by this time, her little girl was probably 6 months old. The next time our home visitor came, she had gone in and went through the Facebook and started this baby book, but
Aww.
left multiple places for mom to put in her own, and made her cry. She was just so excited.
Aww.
She had not, like you said, overwhelmed.
So
Single mom,
overwhelmed.
didn't have time to do it, and then hated that she didn't, but they went ahead and got it started for her, so she just had to go
Love
in and
that.
add some extra pictures.
Sometimes you just need that little boost, right?
Yeah.
That's such a good story.
I went on a home visit in Ross County, and with one of our home visitors, just so I knew what they did, because
Sure.
I wanted to learn when I started working here. And it was mom and grandmother,
Okay.
and it was a little girl and her cousin. They watched the cousin.
Okay.
So our home visitor just sat down on the floor. She put a mat out. She got things out to sensory bins and included the cousin. And she told me later when we were leaving that they looked forward. The mom said, "We really appreciate you guys." And they're like hugging our legs when we left.
Aww.
It gives me cold chills because I really felt loved. I did. I felt like
Yes.
this is what it's about. These kids, getting them ready for school, making sure their developmental milestones are met. And the little ones, when we left, they were like, "Bye, hope to see you next time." And, the home visitor just, she brought a book for the mom to read to the kid and the cousin.
Love that.
And so it's just a great experience and just shows that they do all kinds of things. And then, she offered, do you still need, wipes or diapers this month? And they help them. So they provide them with what resources they need and the ability to get them, whether they have to bring them to them or help them get there. So,
and I was thinking about that, and the great thing is, again, number one, you're just not alone, but maybe your child is not reaching a milestone that should be, and you don't know whether this is normal or they're just a little delayed, or if there's something physically wrong or whatever. So that would be something too that I think you guys could kind of pop in there and
absolutely. And then your home visitor will be able to see it. And if they feel that there's a need, they can put in that referral to
get
early intervention.
Help or whatever. And so that's where this collaboration all comes in, because you guys work with so many different agencies.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
And it is nice because we go to a lot of events, and we'll be at one event and hear whatever this place is doing, and then a couple weeks later I'll be someplace else and they'll be having a problem, and I'm like, wait a minute, and I'm going back through notes and I'm like, listen, I was just in Gallia County and they were just talking about this, and here's the number, call this guy and he can help you.
That's so fun.
So it is. It's a lot of fun.
No wonder you guys love your job so
Absolutely.
much, right?
Absolutely.
And these two are sisters. They didn't mention that. So
Yes,
and they
we
can
are.
sit side by side, not even fight each other.
She may have pinched me a couple of times.
I did
during
not
this.
pinch her.
I was laughing because you guys were both like, well, we'll tell mom. No, we'll tell mom.
Yeah.
I'll tell mom. Never get past that stage, right?
No, you never get too old to tell on the little one. I'm calling mom. So
I'm calling mom. Love it. So is there anything else that you girls would like to tell our viewers while you're here? I mean, the floor is yours.
we want to thank you guys for advertising not only this program today, but airing, on your community events that, you put our flyer out there. Everybody here has been great to work with. They were, super to get back with me as soon as I sent an email. They were just, your staff and everybody was just great, and we appreciate you. And what you do.
Well, we appreciate what you do. And here's the thing, we are the community. We're here for the community, and that's what we need to be used for. And there's not a lot of community oriented, I feel like, mediums anymore, and so we try to be that.
Well, we appreciate
yeah,
what you
we
do.
appreciate
as well.
it.
Yeah,
Everything.
absolutely. It's our pleasure. Dylan, did we have any questions or anything?
No.
Okay, just making sure, because I know sometimes I forget to ask something obvious, and then our viewers are like,
Just come, yeah.
duh.
Just come join us. If you can come, if you're a Jackson resident, expecting or have a little one, come to our baby shower tomorrow, 4 to 6, and at ParksEdge, and have a lot of fun with us. Let us show you what's all out there for you and your
have some
families.
cake.
And
Yeah.
cake.
Cake.
I mean, hello.
Cupcakes, goodies, healthy snacks.
And of course, all those chances to win those door prizes. So
Yeah.
that's fantastic as
Absolutely.
well.
Those are the best.
Free
Yeah.
diapers? Yes.
Yes. Strollers,
So-
car seats, you name it. So there's a lot of things that will, help a lot of families.
You're exactly right. You mentioned, before I let you get out of here, and you mentioned that there's an organization coming to deal with car seats. And I've heard that car seats are quite a struggle, right? Like, so there's a lot of people that don't know how to put them in properly. Or I know in talking with maybe the highway patrol and the police and stuff, sometimes they say, they make a traffic stop and they're looking and the car seat is not put in properly. And it's not anyone's fault. They just don't know.
Right.
But there are organizations out there to help you check it. And
are
also
trained.
that are trained and to teach you how to do that, because the last thing in the world you want is to go out and buy this car seat but not have your child be protected the way they're supposed to.
Correct. No, they will actually be at the shower. I'm not sure. Is there anybody going to represent them at the Hawking shower?
I believe there is
I
going to
think
be
that there is.
there's sometimes it's through the health department that they have somebody that has been trained.
I know. Oh, that's who it was. Benton County Health Department
Yes.
was here, and they said that the very nice lady that was here said she was trained, and then there is a person in Jackson, I think, that works at
She is. It's the doctor. I can't think of
At
her
Dr.
name.
Neff's
You gave
office.
me the wrong name the other day. What was it?
Doctors.
yeah. She works out at
at Hometown
Yeah,
Pediatrics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hometown pediatric.
and so they can check, or any
Tony
of your
Wells?
local law enforcement
Tony-
can check.
Is it Tony Wells?
I
I
believe.
think that might be her name.
Okay. So that's just a thing. Please, for the love of God, if you have a new baby and you have this car seat and you're a
Oh.
little confused on how to put it in, because I've seen them and they are confusing.
They're very confusing.
Well, and every car has different seatbelt configurations and all this stuff.
and it's
so,
different when they're rear facing and front facing and
and what age should they be doing what? And then there's the booster seat situation and all of that. And
They do a great job. I've been at different events that they go out,
and over at Vinton County Health, isn't it Margaret Demko
Yeah,
that does that?
that
Her
goes
staff.
out. They've done that at trunk or treat at different
Mhm.
events. But always, if you're even, questioning that, reach out. It's Ohio Buckeye Buckles.
Ohio Buckles Buckeyes.
Buckeyes.
Mhm.
yep. So you can do that as well. And that's just something very, very important that everybody needs to, take that extra second and learn
Mhm.
all of that stuff. It just makes me cringe to think that you spend all this money on a car seat and it's not installed properly.
Yep.
So those babies, they're in there for a reason, and they're very protective for a reason, but you just got to get them put in right.
Yeah,
So.
so they're offering, like I said, it's a great service to, it's free. Keep your kids safe.
Yeah.
Let them, check it out. Make sure. A lot of times they just do a little adjustment, say, actually, you did very well, but just needed to adjust this. Or, the parent just doesn't, like you said, doesn't know.
Sure.
And it's,
Well, I know when the ladies were in from Benton County the other day, she said, the first time I installed a car seat, I didn't know there was a thing on it, and I cut it off because I didn't know what it was, and it was something to keep the seatbelt from rubbing. And she's like, once I went through the training, I was like, oh,
That's what
whoops,
that
I
was
probably
for.
so
should've
that's
cut
what that was
off.
for.
So yeah, I mean, there's all different things, and I mean, let's just be honest. Growing up for us, there weren't booster seats and all that.
I rode all the way
Craziness.
from Texas to Ohio in a pumpkin seat in the floorboard.
Oh, and the best thing ever was if somebody had a station wagon that you could all pile in the back of it, because
Yeah.
that was safe.
The Volkswagen Bug.
Yeah.
Mitch and I were always in the trunk. Yeah.
In the trunk?
Mhm. It was a hatchback. We could see out. But when we were kids, you didn't have all of this.
No, you didn't, and it was actually pretty fun. Riding in the back of pickup trucks and, well.
Or in a laundry basket. You put the baby in a
Mhm.
laundry basket, set him in the back seat.
Yeah, because that's safe.
So,
Sure.
but
I
that's
mean, it's probably safer than not, but.
yeah. Now
I don't even
there's
know
a
if
lot
we
of
had
great
seatbelts in the
safety.
back seat when we were kids.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, seatbelts just weren't even a thing
Right.
back then.
So the safety, like I said, the factor that they will be there. It's free. They're not there to judge your vehicle. They don't care what's in your car.
No.
They are there to walk you through the correct way to install it. I've actually witnessed them going over it with the dad, and he was very appreciative. And the mom and the grandma were standing there in the background watching, going, okay, we all just learned something. All three of us just learned that we have not been doing this right.
Right. And there's not, I mean, because that happens all the time. And I guess that was kind of my point was like, don't freak out about it because I've talked with law enforcement and they're like, it happens all the time.
Absolutely it is.
So, yeah. All right. Well, ladies, is there anything else you'd like to discuss? We just want everybody to come out tomorrow.
Yeah, we
we're
want everybody
excited.
to come
We
to
wanna
our
see
baby
everybody.
shower and
Yeah. So if you're expecting, if you have a baby, if you have a, a family member, whatever, come on out 4 to 6 tomorrow at ParksEdge Event Center. And that's the former Ponderosa here in Jackson, if you don't know where that's at, right across from the People's Bank. And you can't miss it. It'll be the one where all the cars and the pink and blue stuff is.
There you go.
Yeah.
thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
Oh, well, thank you. Come back and see us anytime you girls have something going on. This is fun.
Definitely
Thank
will.
you. I had a good time.
We love hanging with you. All right. Well, I don't know what else we have planned today. What do we have planned today, Dylan?
My math teacher wears some cool shirts, so I figured I'd come up and talk about that.
Okay. If you guys want to stick
Sounds
around
like
for
fun.
that.
Math teachers' shirts. Okay.
I hope that you have video evidence of this.
I do not.
Dang it. That would have been even better. But all right. Well, we'll let these ladies get out of here. Let's do the weather, and then we'll be back with Dylan and his teacher's math teacher's shirts as he cracks himself up. All right. Thanks, girls.
Thank you.
All right. The weather is actually looking beautiful for the next couple of days. Today is Tuesday, November 7th already. It is also Election Day. So get out, exercise your right to vote, and do all of the things that you're supposed to do on Election Day. But highs today of 72, lows of 44. Thank you. And then tomorrow, look at tomorrow on Wednesday, highs of 76 degrees, lows of 60. Going to be absolutely gorgeous tomorrow. Thursday, back to around 70. And then it does cool down for the weekend and beginning of your work week on Monday. But that's okay. We'll, deal with it. Right, Dylan?
Yep.
He's running around over here trying to find stuff. What are you doing, buddy?
I just had to grab a paper.
Oh, okay. Now he's got to hit buttons. You're so smart.
Thank you.
How do you make that thing do that?
It's a wireless keyboard, and you can hotkey things. So basically,
You can
you can
hotkey things.
yeah. So you can set L to be scene 1. So if you do it like that, then you can cut back and forth between different scenes.
There you go. Now you know.
Hotkeys, they're very nice.
Hotkey.
Actually, have you ever been on your laptop before and you hit shift one too many times and it says would you like to enable hotkeys, and you're like, why does this thing keep popping up, and you hit ignore?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a thing.
Yeah.
Is that a thing on all of them?
I've never said yes to that annoying little pop-up question because I don't want to use hotkeys on my Windows laptop while I'm just trying to type on a document.
So I got to laughing yesterday. So my laptop, for some reason, has a touch screen.
Those are really cool, but also annoying.
So, yes. So I was working with someone yesterday on a project, and they kept pointing at things, and I'm like, because then every time they would hit it, and then it would go to somewhere else. So it's basically the same as clicking it with your mouse or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's touchscreen. Oh, that's why it's acting that way. So it's kind of annoying in a way.
Yeah, I never understood why people will be like trying to show you something and they're like, all right, so that right there, and they just press on your screen and you see like the screen's kind of like denting as they're doing it.
So here's what happened to me on my laptop the other day, and so my husband has no patience for technology whatsoever,
So my mom is.
nor does he give a rat's rear end about it.
My mom too.
So the other day we were talking and we were looking at something and he spilled, like had water and it spilled a drop on the screen, which is touch screen, and it lost its ever loving mind. It opened up, like, I'm not joking, 1,000 of the same window. Just and it would not quit. And I'm like, stop! I finally had to just like turn it off and make it stop. Because the water, I guess it thought the water was like touching.
Yeah, I've done that when I've like gotten out of the shower before and like you're listening to music, you're in the shower and your phone, you know, it's playing it. So I'll get out to try and stop it and like I'll press it and then the water will drop on the phone and it'll just start opening different tabs.
It does weird things.
Yeah,
So,
it's very
lesson
weird.
to you all.
It's like your phone's possessed or something.
Yeah. So my computer was possessed the other day. All right, so what are we going to talk about, Dylan?
Alright, I wasn't actually kidding when I was talking about my math teacher shirt. I gotta tell this story because it's just hilarious.
Wait, is this statistics?
Yeah,
The one that you had to look at for 2 hours?
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So, well, when you're in statistics class, you get pretty bored. Especially me. I have a very hard time focusing sometimes. So as I was sitting there, I was just kind of zoning out a little bit. And I looked up, and my math teacher had a shirt. I probably told this before, but it's getting more repetitive where I'm noticing it more. So, like, her shirts will say something like, statistics is fun, like, exclamation point. And I noticed that, and I was like, what? Like, am I daydreaming right now or something? And then I started paying attention to that, and like all of this week and last week, I've noticed she comes in with a different math shirt every day.
So they're all like math oriented?
Yeah, and they're all like just like a line of symmetry, and it'll be like a pun. Like, I can't think of what it is right now, but like the line is fine or something. And I'm like, what?
Does she love math?
She really loves math.
It sounds like she loves math.
But I've noticed that. And like, she's a really good teacher. She's really involved and very like, she makes it sort of easier to be there for 2 hours. And when I went to my speech class yesterday, which by the way, I did write my speech. I tried to give my speech and the computer crashed and she's just grading it off of like the paper we turned in. I didn't have to actually give it. So that was a lifesaver.
Wait, that kind of defeats the part of the speech.
I'm happy about that. I'm completely okay with that.
So how did you get away with not giving the speech because the computer crashed?
Yeah, so whenever you give your presentation, it was a visual presentation as well as a verbal presentation.
Okay.
So without the visual part, she would have to postpone it. And she just had a grandbaby and stuff, so she's got places to be and everything, and she doesn't have as much time. So shifting it back a day would have put the entire course behind, and we wouldn't have got our work done by the end of the year.
Gotcha.
So she just decided we can't lose this day, so I'll just grade your papers.
So you didn't have to physically give your speech?
Yeah.
I think you should have to give it here.
No.
Yes.
No.
I mean, you wrote it. Why not deliver it, Dylan?
Because the delivery is harder than the writing.
Do you think? What was it a speech about?
The advancements of technology throughout history.
And what was your point?
Basically that like the early forms of like the wheel, that is equivalent to like our modern day computers and stuff. Like, there's always been a form of technology all the way back then. And technology has just advanced throughout the years, like the Industrial Revolution and stuff. So like our modern tech is the equivalent to the wheel in a way. And it's just always been present and it's always been advancing, and now it's kind of advancing faster than we can keep up.
That's probably true. But, okay, yeah, I get it. So the wheel versus your iPhone.
Yeah. I mean, they're all like...
All the same.
I mean, that thing was crazy back to that caveman. He's like, oh my god, look at this. You won't believe what it can do.
Fire! Oh!
Yeah. And he probably did have a grandma caveman that like wasn't able to understand how to use that wheel.
You know, you're right. You're probably like, what is this madness?
I can't keep up with you and you're doing hip tag.
He's just rolling down the road. How do I keep up? Good point.
Yeah, I was sort of excited to give that speech, but I don't know. It's different. Like, this right here isn't so bad, but compared to like having all the eyes in front of you, it's a whole nother thing.
When there's like really live humans staring at you.
Because you get to see their reactions. Like, if I say something on here, I don't see how they're reacting. I mean, they might comment, like they might smile, like a smiley emoji, but in person, it's different.
It is harder in person, yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
So I was just like singing Kumbaya whenever she said we didn't have to do it. I wasn't the only one either. They were all excited.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just guessing that there's probably not a lot of people in speech class that, lose sleep over being excited about giving their speech.
Yeah. Well, there was one girl, and I was very surprised that she was that excited. And she was very disappointed when we didn't get to.
Dang it. Well, maybe she can give it yet another day. You should invite her on here. We'll let her give her speech.
Yeah, she wants to.
Yeah. Or you could give yours.
No.
So what else is going on?
So I went up to Rio the other day, and I do that every week. But this time was a little interesting because I got there and I went into our little shoutcasting room, and it's a sort of similar setup to this. Here's a microphone.
Mm-hmm.
But their microphones were just really rough. Like, one of them was good and one of them was just terrible. Like, you had to hold it and everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, I need to fix this. I sat down and did my homework and everything. I got it done. And then I was like, I wonder if they just have a spare mic. I'll ask the marketing director. So I went down there and I asked him, and he didn't have one. So he sent me on to this other person, Annette, I think her name was. And me and her were talking about, like, oh, there's no microphones on the Rio campus, but maybe this tech guy will know. Mm-hmm. So we emailed him, and he said, I have like 6 in the Fine Arts building. I was like, oh, dang, yeah, let's go check that out.
Okay.
So me and her packed up our stuff and went down there to talk to him. And he brought us through this really old theater that kind of reminded me of the Marquee.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, this is so cool. This is like the Marquee. And I was talking to him about that. And he's like, really? We don't do plays here. And I was like, what? Yeah, they have this Marquee, like, theater-looking thing. That just, they don't do plays there.
They don't do anything there anymore? I can remember going and
choir,
seeing plays there. Okay.
But there was all kinds of mic stands, but no mics to be found. So we went down through the hallway and found this old, like, office. And when we got up there, we looked at this shelf, and there was just this briefcase-looking thing. And we opened it, and like 6 mics were all in there. So that was a big happy day for me. I was all ecstatic. And it was funny because the tech guy was just as excited as me. He was like, I didn't know there was that many. Like, I was exaggerating. And we were just like on top of the world. And this Annette person just had no idea why we were so excited and didn't understand.
Was that kind of like in Pulp Fiction when they opened Marcellus Wallace's briefcase?
I don't know what that is.
Okay. You've never seen Pulp Fiction? Oh, child. Okay. We're going to get you learned. Quentin Tarantino?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a fun name, though. Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, he's a little bit different. He's the one that did Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, too.
I've seen Adam Sandler's Once Upon a Time.
No, not the same. Okay, we'll talk about this after the program. So what did you do with your 6 microphones?
Well, I got up to the shoutcasting room again, and I plugged them in, and they sounded all right. One of them was like this big ball, like it was a blue ball, and you just screwed it on the mic stand and plugged it in. And I thought it was like the coolest thing in the world, but it sounded terrible. It was
But it looked really cool.
It did. But yeah, that thing was awful, so we didn't end up using it, so we got 5 mics now. But it sounded good, and our commentators, our version of Dan, and Pete, Seth, Traven, and Dakota.
Okay.
They were all 3 pretty excited about it because Dakota just didn't have a mic forever.
Gotcha.
But yeah, they did a pretty good broadcast, and it was a fun night.
There you go. And they found microphones.
Have you had any microphone adventures?
No. Well, no, not since the one we tried to get the one to work, but it didn't. The one that Dad and I used to use. But we didn't have the right cord for it.
I don't remember that.
Just like the other day.
I think it did work, didn't it?
But it wouldn't go on the stand, remember?
Oh, yeah. And then I like hit the table real hard, and I thought the table was gonna break.
All of that, yeah. So, I don't know. But no exciting microphone things. So, hey, speaking of exciting things coming up, though, there are a couple of things that we needed to mention, like the Remembering the 60s concert.
Always a fun time.
Will be held at the Marquee. I don't know if there's even still tickets available or not. I think there probably are maybe a few. This is for Rock for Tots, and it helps all the local kiddos. Remembering the 60s concert featuring John Jones, David Leach, Craig Klein, John Pelletier, and Ben Davis Jr. with special guests, the Bart Wiseman Foundation Sonic Rhythm Academy, class of 2023, and that will be at the Marquee, Friday, November 17th. Tickets are $20, and it is at 7 p.m. There will be refreshments and an auction to benefit our local Christmas toy drives and the Bart Wiseman Foundation. And that is our good friend John Boy and some other folks playing some fun music, and it'll be a great night.
And I think they sell out every year, don't they?
Pretty much, yeah.
That's just awesome.
Yeah. I wonder if that's still... Let's see if we can even look for tickets.
I was talking to Pete earlier. I think he said John Boy was planning on coming back in soon to talk about it again.
Okay. MarqueeTickets.org. That would be great. That would require me to be able to spell properly. And I obviously can't do that. So what else is going on?
I know the sidewalk market's been having a pretty popular time lately.
Mm-hmm.
I went down there once and it was real fun. I ran into Jeremiah, my aunt. It's like the Apple Festival. Everyone that you've seen, you haven't seen in a while, they all just came out into one place.
You are correct.
It's definitely a fun time.
Yeah. Let's see. How many tickets do we want? Choose my seat. You can pick your seat. Ha! Get it?
I don't get it.
You never heard that joke?
I don't think so.
You going to the movies? Why are you picking your seat?
You're going to the movies. Why are you picking your seat?
It means if you're picking the underwear out of your butt.
Oh.
Get it?
Not really.
Picking your seat.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, there are some tickets available still, but I would recommend that people get to buying them. Because they're selling out quick. Just saying, Rock for Tots. Also, we got this from the Jackson County Title Department and the BMV. They will be closed on November 10th and 11th for Veterans Day. So is that Friday, Saturday?
Let me check.
I think that's Friday and Saturday. So Jackson County Title Department will be closed
Friday and Saturday.
on November 10th and 11th for Veterans Day. And they will also be closed November 23rd, 24th, and 25th for the Thanksgiving holiday weekend.
Yeah, it's a good thing to know. It's always just the worst whenever you get up and go somewhere and you get all these plans in your head, all right, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this, and you get there and it's closed.
Yeah.
And the whole day is just out of whack.
So on this Veterans Day holiday coming up this weekend, might want to check or make a call before you drive somewhere to go to a county office or a bank or anything like that, because they may be closed.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird because Veterans Day falls on a Saturday this year, which is a little bit different than normal. And then that's for the DMV or BMV anyway. And so, yeah, now you know.
One thing I always remember about Veterans Day, in band at least, whenever we'd have to go and perform down there.
Yeah.
That was always a fun time because it's just a different kind of feeling when you're getting out of school to go perform rather than after school. You know?
Yeah.
You'd see the whole town gathered around, which is fun.
Yeah, it's really cool, and there's nothing more deserving than honoring our veterans who have done so much for us to be able to sit here and blab every day. Yeah. And we appreciate that. So when you go to these kind of events and you're in the band, do you guys just march from the high school, or do you get on a bus, or how does that work?
No, we normally just march down.
Are you tired by the time you get there?
It's more the way back up.
I was going to say, going down the hill probably isn't as bad as going up the hill.
It's pretty easy going down the hill because it feels like it's walking for you. You're just getting pulled down that thing because it's such a steep hill.
Yes, it is.
And then the rest of the walk there, that's kind of a long walk, but when you have 199 people around you, it goes by pretty quick.
Yeah.
But then once you're down there, you perform, and on the way back up, that's pretty hard. Nothing's worse than the Apple Festival, though. You do a lap around the entire downtown area 3 or 4 times, and you can go back up that thing.
So you guys would march for the Apple Festival too?
Yeah.
So now, are you playing the whole time, or are you just marching?
We play up until we get to about Cardos.
Okay.
That way anyone that's nearby still hears us and can see us and watch if they want.
Gotcha.
But once you get past Cardos, well, more towards the middle school, Mr. Herb usually gives us a break then.
Yeah. Then you come up. So what did you guys play on Veterans Day?
I should remember this. Yeah, I don't remember. I think one of them was Seven Nation Army, because we always play Seven Nation Army throughout actual marching season. But when you get to around this time of year, marching season's normally over unless you really made it far into the playoffs. So I think by that point we just play all of Seven Nation Army. But don't quote me on that; I might be wrong.
So is there still a pep band for basketball? Is that still a thing?
Yeah, I think it used to be a sign-up thing, but now I think Mr. Herb just kind of picks people. So it used to be put your name on the list and you can join, and I think now it's more of hey, do you want to join? And then they go on to the next person.
Okay, and then is there is it a big band, or because you obviously can't have a ton of people in there because it takes up a lot of room.
I think it's 10 people per band, but we kind of alternate. So there's 3 different pep bands: red, white, and I don't know what the third one was. I want to say blue or something. That just don't sound right. But we just kind of alternate. Red's 1 week, white's 1 week,
Gotcha.
red's 1 week.
Okay. No, but then you don't have to march. You just kind of sit there and be peppy.
Yeah.
Pep band is peppy. Get it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, do you have any fun plans for the Thanksgiving holiday coming up?
Not that I can think of. I think I've mentioned on here before, I just like going up to the high school and enjoying the thing they put on for Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
This year I'll actually get to be part of it though and not perform during it.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's a plus.
Definitely is.
Yeah, that would be fun. I don't know what we're getting into. Probably trying to open a restaurant.
That sounds like an interesting way for you to spend Thanksgiving.
Doesn't it? Yeah. So there you go. All right. Well, we probably ought to get out of here. What are we doing tomorrow, Dylan?
Election results. Jeremiah will be in to introduce a video he's going to do about it, and we'll watch the video.
That's right. And do not forget, today is Election Day. You cannot vote at the Board of Elections. You have to go to your polling place. Check the Secretary of State's website if you're a little confused on where you need to go. Everybody in the city of Jackson schools goes to the Jackson High School. If you're in Wellston, you go to the Wellston High School. And then if you are in the Oak Hill School District, you go to, I think, pretty much the Madison Jefferson Fire Department or Bingo Hall. But don't quote me on that. There might be some other places out there around too. But get out. The main point is get out and vote. Because if not, you can't complain about it because you didn't participate. Yep. All right. Well, we'll be back tomorrow with some election results. We do have some county races, some different offices to tell you about, and of course those statewide issues as well. So we'll be back here tomorrow to talk about all that. Have a great day, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.